All right, so we're going to take a look at data representation. This time, how do you create it?
All right, so to put a data set, again, call it any letter you want. I'm going to call it A equals bracket, and then put in your data set separated by commas. So putting in the first one will be 6, comma, 8, comma, 8, comma, 9, comma, 10, comma, 11, comma, 11, comma, 12, comma, 13, comma, 14, comma, 15, comma 16, comma 16, comma 17. And again, always get in the habit of seeing this is 15 and matching how many on your question. All right, so I counted 15, so I have 15, so I'm good. Once again, you just click the keypad, functions, come down to statistics, and I need to find the minimum. So I'm going to click the minimum of what, right? So you have to tell it, hey, I want you to look in this data set A. So give me the minimum of data set A is going to be 6. All right, for quartile 1, for the lower quartile, you're going to click functions, come to statistics again, and you're going to hit the word quartile. Now, be very careful not to hit quantile. All right, so look at the difference between these two right quick. Quartile is what you're looking for, not quantile. All right, and you need to tell it which quartile you're asking about. So I'm looking for the lower quartile, so I'm going to say, and the way you have to do that is, again, you tell it from what data set I want it to find from data set A, and it's not giving you an answer because there are several quartiles. In fact, oh, this is cool. All right, so you can see that it's saying it's giving you an error and it tells you what to do. So again, from data set A, I want you to give me, and it says separate this by commas. Yes, it does. So comma, the lower quartile is going to be Q1. Okay, so you see most times it's written like that, Q1, and the upper quartile is going to be Q3. Okay, the middle quartile, which is also the median, is Q2. All right, so this is the lower quartile. Next thing I want is a median. So I can even say, since we just learned this quartile word, again, be very careful not to hit quantile, hit quartile. Quartile of A, and then the second one, which will be the median. So if I come back up here and I hit median of data set A, I should get the exact same number because the second quartile is the median. All right, so up lower quartile, median, then I need the upper quartile. So again, make sure you're hitting quartile and then data set A, and I need the upper one is going to be quartile 3. Okay, the third one. All right, so upper quartile, and then the last thing I need is the maximum. So I'm getting all this information so that maximum of A, I'm getting this information so that I can actually create the box plot. So once I have these numbers, all right, we're just gonna write them down. So the minimum is 6, lower quartile is 9, median is 12, upper quartile is 15, maximum is 17. We can go ahead and create the box plot.
So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my numbers straight from the calculator. As a listening check, underline box and whisker plots. And it's pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to start with a number line from the minimum to the maximum. So from 6 to 17. So just equally space out some lines from 6 to 17 and go ahead and number them: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. All right, then you're going to start with the minimum, put a line. Q1, put a line. Median, put a line. Q3, put a line. And the maximum, put a line. You're going to join the two ends and then draw a box in the middle. Join the two ends and draw a box in the middle. And those 5 points go right in order on each part. So minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and your max. So given that information, you can now pull out what is my minimum value here. My minimum value is 26. What's quartile 1? 31. What's my middle? 32. What's my quartile 3? 34. What's my max? 38. Same thing for data set 3. 20, 26, 29, 32, 38. It goes right in order. Now that you know that, the center of data set B is blank the data set C. Now you can put in all of this, but you can just look at the middle. So look at the middle, it's more than C. Now spread has to do with how much it's spread out, and you can see data set C is more spread out. So data set B is less than the spread of data set R. We can find that number out. It's called the interquartile range. You find it by doing Q3 minus Q1. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's 32 minus 26, which is going to give me 6. And then on the data set B, it's 34 minus 31, which is going to give me 3. And we just proved it, right? The spread is less for data set B. All right, we're going to take a look at a dot plot. So again, a dot plot is pretty simple. Again, draw a number line starting from minimum, which is 6, all the way to the maximum, which is 14. equally space them out. So let's start with the 6. How many do I have? Just one. One dot. How many 7s? 1. 8 twice. 9 3 times. 10s, 4 dots. And again, notice I'm spreading them evenly. 11 3, 12 2, 13 1, 14 1. Make sure those dots are evenly spaced out. And that's how you make a dot plot. So we're going to put this in the calculator.
All right, so we're going to create a dot plot. Again, you're going to need to put the information, put the data set in. So let's make it. So let's call this one D. Doesn't matter. Equals, open a bracket, and then you're going to put the data set in.
This is a listening check. Color in the title dot plot in your book.
All right, once you have your data set in, again, you need the central tendency information. So I need to know what the mean and the mode is. So I'm going to go mean of what? Mean of this data set, which is D, and I need to find the mode, the mean and the median, I'm sorry. So find the median, so the middle of data set D. So that's the mean and that's the median.
So my mean is 10 and my median is 10. Now we're going to go right across the page. In fact, draw a line going through just so you know this goes together. It's the same question. And I'm going to do this in the calculator. You're going to write the answers in. So you're going to do each box in the calculator. You write the answers.
So this says add 2 values to the original data set that are greater than 14. So I'm going to come right up to the end and add in 2 values that are greater than 14. Doesn't matter what they are. So I'm going to add, I don't know, 17 and 18. Added 2 values. What happened to my mean and median? So these are my new numbers. What happened?
So in that first box, go ahead and put in the new mean and median that we just got off the calculator.
All right, boom. Add 2 numbers, the values that are less than 6. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to add 2 values that are less than 6. So let me add a 3 and a 4. Okay, I added 2 values that are less than 6. Again, what happened to my mean and median?
In that second box, go put in the new mean and median that we just got off the calculator.
I'm going to take those away. Again, it says add 1 value that is greater than 14. So 1 value that is greater than 14 is 16. And add 1 value that is less than 6. So I'm going to say 4. Okay, what happened to my mean and median?
In the third box, go put in the mean and the median that we just got off the calculator.
Okay, next one says add 2 values, 50 and 100. So I'm going to take these out. So back to my original mean and median. Add 2 values, 50 and 100. And these values, they have a special name to them. They're called outliers, okay? Outliers are numbers that don't quite belong to everything else. Like you see, everything is like really close together between 6 and 14. Then all of a sudden you jump from 14 all the way to 50 and to 100. Those are called outliers. All right, and the question is, what do you notice is happening with mean and median based on the additional values? So when we added these 2 values each time, what did you notice that is happening to the mean and the median?
So we're going to go ahead and draw in a histogram or table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. So I'm going to separate it. 2 is going to be 1. Yeah, so 2 things, draw a tick. Every 2 things, draw a tick. Every 2 boxes. And let's label it. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. And I'm just going based off my data because it goes 40 to 49, 50 to 59. So that's how you look. So I got 4 values between 40 and 50. I've got 12 values between 50 and 60. So I just got the numbers. So I go to 16 and then in 60 and 70. I go to 24 between 70 and 80. I go to 18. So I come back down between 80 and 90. And then I go to 2 between 90 and 100. So what that means is there are 4 scores between 40 and 50, 12 between 50 and 60, and so on. It's just a way of simplifying a lot of data. So these are 4. So I'm going to show you how to write 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are called frequencies. These are 12. Every time you make a 5, you put a line through it. So you do 4 line through, 4 line through. All right, and you just count. 4 line through, 4 line through, 4 line through, and that's 24. 4 line through, 4 line through, 4 line through, that's 15. Then 3 more, 18. So these are called frequency tallies. Okay, so I'm just showing you just so that you know you don't really necessarily need it. All right, so looking at the centers, unlike before where I had to kind of put in a calculator, you can kind of work it out. So remember how to read this frequency table, right? You can see the majority of like your data is right there in the middle between 55 and 56. So that's going to be your center. That's where everything is, like most of your stuff is there. So looking at data set 3, where is your center? Where would your middle be? it would roughly be between 52 and 53 because, again, most of your data is between there. So B is more than C. What about the spread? Obviously, B is less spread out than C. All right, so looking at all this data, the big takeaway is outliers have very little effect on median and mode, very little effect, but affect the mean value and the spread of data. They really affect that. All right, so that's really all you need to know. Let's practice.